Are you wanting to scale your business with digital products? I'm Becky Beach, and I've grown $1 million digital product empire that earns me passive income while I sleep, eat, and play. Join me each week as we grow our digital product businesses together. This is the Becky Beach Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Becky Beach Show. I'm Becky Beach, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to combat burnout when it comes to creating digital products. I've had burnout myself, and I'm sure you have too when it comes to creating and selling digital products. Like burnout, can either be like you're just feeling so stressed out because you've been working so hard on your digital product only for it to not to sell, or other reasons. Creating constantly can end up burning you out. So symptoms of burnout is usually you're just really stressed out, you procrastinate, you just don't feel like doing anything. Like I've had days where I just plop down in front of the TV watching Netflix because I'm just so tired and burned out, from working on my digital product business. I just got to get some time away, and that's perfectly fine. It is okay to schedule some me time or practice some self-care. Like I actually do self-care at least every single week on Friday, at least once a week, because it's important to get away from the computer and do something for yourself. Maybe take a walk or exercise at the gym, or you could even go shopping. Just get outside of your office. Like if you have a home office, that can be you may have a home office or may work in a share office. Like just get out of the office and have some fun for yourself. Maybe get your nails done. Like I always get my nails done really pretty, and I'll get my hair done like I'm kind of due for another hair recolor. I really like to do lots of self-care, or I'll go take a bubble bath, just relax and unwind. But I always close my door because even my pets want to come in and bother me when I'm in the bubble bath. And my child especially, his name's Brian, he's 8 years old, he'll come and try to bother me too. So you really need to get away and get some me time, because, a sign of burnout, like you're just feeling stressed out and overwhelmed, maybe that means you need to stop what you're doing and do some self-care, and just get away for a while. Maybe even schedule a vacation for yourself, or go on a business retreat. Like I actually came back from a business retreat in Nashville 2 weeks ago. It was really beautiful there. It was Amber Housley's event called Inspire Retreat. And I met all kinds of wonderful female entrepreneurs. And I just had such a great time. I just really enjoyed myself. And plus, my hair was really great there because I had really good hair all through the few days I was there, because I'm in Texas, and Texas is awful for your hair. My hair always gets flat here or gets frizzy, but in Nashville I had the most beautiful hair. My bangs were perfectly styled looking. All I did was brush them, and they're perfectly poofy. My hair had a lot of bounce to it and body. But I'm in Texas, my hair is so flat, so it was great to finally have a good hair day for once, and it's always good to get out of the office and enjoy yourself and just do something fun for a change. That could be a reason for you burning out, is because you're just not doing anything fun anymore. You're doing the same thing over and over. So you really need to relax. And selling digital products can lead to burnout, especially because you have them forever. You make them once and they're there forever. And eventually you can get tired of them, or they can get outdated. So then you got to go back and fix them or update them all the time. It just depends on it just depends on what kind of product that you're selling. Maybe it's a course about a blog. For instance, I have a blogging course called Printables Blog Academy, and I had to go and make a live training update to the course where I showed what was currently working. I'm always doing updates for my courses. So when you have a digital product business and you have courses that need updating, they're on topics such as blogging, or any software, or even on Pinterest, because Pinterest is always changing too. So it's always important to make updates from time to time. It's always important to make updates from time to time. That could definitely lead to you burning out and getting stressed, because you constantly have to update your courses. And if you have printables, maybe you want to update another page, or maybe customers have asked for more content on the printables, so you have to make updates. So, digital products can lead to burnout because of the constant updating. And you can just be plain, lack of creative fulfillment. Maybe you just don't feel creative anymore. That could happen. I actually had this one job when I was working 9 to 5. I had this toxic boss. And then one day, I had a one-to-one with him in his office, and he just said, "Well, you're just not creative enough. You're not creative enough." And it's because I just felt burned out, and I was stressed about the job. I wasn't giving my best work anymore. I just hated the job. I hated the work environment. It was in great cubicles. Like I hated working there. I wasn't happy. My boss was an asshole, and I just wanted to get out of that job and just do my own business. Like I hated working 9 to 5 for this asshole. Like he's treating me like shit, and I just wasn't happy at all. And that, of course, that led to my burnout. And he said how I wasn't creative enough. I wasn't producing enough creative material for him. Enough designs that were off the wall. He really wanted stuff that was off the wall. And push the limit. And I just didn't feel. I just didn't feel like I could be creative and couldn't push my limits of my own creativity because I just felt so trapped in this cubicle prison. I just wasn't happy at all. So that could also be a problem. Like your environment, may not your environment may not be conducive to creativity. Like why don't you get out, maybe go outside and work, bring your laptop and go outside, or if you're an apartment complex and have a pool, or you have a pool in your backyard, like go out and just work by the pool. You don't have to work inside in an office setting. You could just get out, maybe take your laptop to the coffee shop like a Starbucks and just relax there, and be fun to be around other people. Like I do that sometimes. Like when I want to get out of the house, I'll go take my laptop over to the Starbucks near me, and then it's fun to be around other people and just see things, like get more differentiation, in my view, instead of just stare at the walls of my house, and my pets are always bothering me at my house. Like they want playtime a lot. So a lot of times I'll stop working and play with them. Like they're a big distraction. And plus when you're working at home, there's lots of chores to be done. Like I do lots of chores in my house while I'm working from home. Like I'll do like 25-minute time blocks, and the 5 minutes between I'll get up and stretch and walk around the house, and I'll see stuff that needs to be picked up because my son is like a baby tornado. He'll come by and just whoosh through the whole house and just make a huge ass mess, and I gotta come by and pick everything up, and it just seems like it's never ending. So a lot of times I'll hire a maid. Like I hired this maid called Molly Maids in Dallas, and they'll come by. They'll usually have 2 maids, and they'll come by and clean up my house for me, and it's like $300, so it's not so bad. And I do this at like probably once a month, to get a really nice deep clean. But other than that, I clean up my own house, and that could definitely lead to me burning out because I'm having to clean my house up, and I gotta work, and then I gotta prepare a meal because I'm a mom, so I gotta make a meal for my family when they come home. My husband works out of the house. He works in an office at a job in Grand Prairie, so like when he comes home, like he's really hungry, and so is my son when he comes home from school. Then I gotta make a meal, so that could lead to burnout and stress too, like having to cook a meal for your family when they get home, even though you've been working yourself all day. Like there's just nothing more stressful than that. So a lot of times I'll prepare freezer meals on Sundays. I'll make a bunch of meals and batch them and batch them. I'll just create a bunch of freezer meals and then put them in Tupperware. And then when the family comes home, I just pop it in the oven, and our meal's done. Within like an hour, depending on how big it is. Because a lot of times the meals, like a casserole that's completely frozen, could take a long time. So you might want to thaw it out the night before in the fridge. That way it doesn't take as long to cook when your family comes home. So that's another way you could really help yourself when you're trying to make dinner for your family, is to do freezer meals. And it's just really important to take breaks and unplug. And you gotta set realistic expectations and goals for yourself when you're working. You just can't work like constantly, because you will end up stressed out and completely burned out. Sorry, there's some idiot outside doing he's like a hot rod, and he's like racing up and down the street. Like I don't know why people do that. Like they race up and down the street. So hopefully it doesn't create too much noise. So you can't just expect yourself to just work like nonstop. You do have to take a break. You're not a machine or an automaton. You're a person, and you need to have breaks and be able to de-stress. And you can't just like work constantly over and over and over, because that just leads to burnout and stress, like big time. And I'm sure those of you out there listening, you've had to like work constantly. Maybe you're working at a 9 to 5 job and plus trying to build your business on the side. I can understand the amount of stress you may go through, because I used to be in the same situation. Like I was working 60-hour weeks as a UX designer and product designer for American Airlines. I also worked at Verizon and Tenet Healthcare Systems. So I know how it feels to just work constantly, and it can get you like really stressed out. And then plus I wanted to build a business so I could stop working for people. So like I would get up early in the morning and work on my business, and then I'll work on my lunch hour. And then after work, I would stay up late and work then on my business. And I would also schedule, like office hours during my lunch hour at like these little offices they had on site, and I would use Outlook to schedule it. So I had a whole hour uninterrupted in the office, in these little office rooms, and then I could work on my business there too. Like I would make blog posts and like make printables and products and courses. Yeah, one time I made like a course during that hour in a training and stuff. So it was really beneficial to utilize those pockets of time, because you shouldn't have to feel like you have to work like hours and hours and hours on a project at once. Like you need to break it up. Like I break it up into 25-minute time blocks. I got an I got an egg timer, and I'll press this button and it will start doing 25 minutes. And then when it's done counting down the 25 minutes, it will make that beeping sound. And for the 5 minutes between, I'll get up and stretch and walk around the house, because it's bad for your heart to sit 20 minutes at a time. It's like always good to get up and stretch and move around, because you don't want to like mess your heart up by just sitting 20 minutes or more, because that is bad for your heart, and it's better for you to walk around and get exercise and get your blood flowing instead of just sitting. And I also have a stand-up desk. Like my desk is a stand-up desk. See, it moves up and down. You see that? If you're watching on YouTube, like it's going up and down, and like that way I can get up and move around while I'm working. It also helps me avoid too much stress and burnout, because I'm able to move while I'm working. Like maybe I'll run in place for a while, or I also have this, it's called a QB. You sit down and it's like a bike, a little tiny bike with pedals, and you sit down and you can be on the couch and use it. And that also helps get some exercise and some endorphins running through your body, because if you don't exercise, it could be bad for your mental health, and physical health too. So it's always good to get some movement out there instead of just sitting stationary like all the time. Another good thing to do to combat burnout is you could outsource and automate to lighten the workload. Like I have a VA, and I outsource some products to her, and I like oversee the art direction of the products to make sure everything is user friendly and looks nice the way I want it to look. And I'll have her change things, but she does like some of the products, and then I'll go and look at it, and before I send out to customers. And that really helps out too. Like she lives in the Philippines, so at night is when she usually works. So late at I think about 8 o'clock is when I'll talk to her and communicate some ideas. But I also use Trello. It's a project management system, and I put all the projects in there for her to do. And then she goes through the Trello and does the projects, and she has questions. Like she'll ask me like 8 o'clock when she starts working, or in the morning. Sometimes she's awake working when I wake up early in the morning. Then I can talk to her then, and we use Skype. So it's always good to outsource some of this workload. You don't have to do everything yourself, and you could hire people. Like I use Upwork to hire people, and it's really easy to use and it's free. So you might as well do that. Like Upwork gets paid, when you pay your contractor, and the contractor also takes fees. So that's how they make their money. So that's another idea you could do to combat some burnout. And you should also do with time management. Like I was saying with the 25-minute time blocks, that's actually the Pomodoro technique. And you set 25-minute time blocks at a time, and you get up for 5 minutes and stretch and move your body around. You don't want to sit, for 20 minutes or more at a time. That's bad for your heart. So you want to like get up and like do the time blocks. And what I do is I take a Google Calendar, and I'll schedule 25-minute time blocks through my calendar, and I'll break it up. Like if I put like an hour for a project in Google Calendar, I'll break it up into time blocks. So I usually know how much time something's going to take me. So that's just a great idea to manage your time, and to avoid too much burnout, because you can break up your projects into days or even weeks. If you have a really big goal, you could break it up. You don't have to swallow it whole. Like Mark Twain said, swallow the frog. That's swallowing the whole entire goal. You always want to do the biggest task in the morning, when you wake up, because a lot of people are more morning person, or if you're a night owl, you might want to do your biggest task at night. And I'm personally more of a morning person. Like I'll get up and I'm ready to work. By the time, it's like 2 p.m., I start getting really tired. Like right now it's 2 p.m. when I'm recording this. And I'm starting to get really tired and cranky. Like I just feel like I want to sleep, so hopefully I don't come across that way. Like I do feel tired. I need my nap, so you got to make sure you do take naps. And I will take naps. I don't work constantly throughout the day. It's always good to take a power nap like for an hour. Over in Asian countries, a lot of them will do power napping even at their corporate job, and they also have these little sleep capsules. Like I was watching this YouTube channel where this guy is over in Japan, and the cafes they'll have little sleep portals where people can just take power naps, and that really alleviates their burnout and stress. They just take like power naps for like 30 minutes, and they'll just sleep standing up. They're like these capsules that will let you stand up and sleep. And that looks pretty cool. It would look kind of comfortable, but I don't know if I could sleep standing up. But you do get like inside, there's like a bench to like prop your head on and stuff, so it is quite comfortable. Because, I have like fallen asleep with just my arms on my desk because in school, like I remember doing that a few times. Like you're so tired in the morning as a child, you just sleep on your desk with your arms like when your head on your arms, So I could see why that could work. So that's just an idea. You might want to get some power naps during the day. That would really help out because when I wake up, I feel more refreshed. And also take melatonin gummies to help me sleep at night. And that helps me as well get to sleep. So that's like you need your sleep, and that really helps avoid burnout too, is to make sure you sleep all the way through the night. I know a lot of times you'll wake up, like that happens to me, like I'll wake up. So I got this blanket on Amazon. It's a kind of a lightweight blanket, and it lets lots of cold air through, and it helps me sleep because sometimes I'll wake up and I'll be too hot. So this blanket, it's like really good. If I can find the blanket again, I'll post it in the show notes, for you to look at, because that blanket is really good because it lets cold air through and it's real comfortable, especially for those in hotter climates. Like I'm in Texas, and right now it's been like 88 degrees outside. Like it's only in May. But summer is quickly approaching, summer weather, and soon it'll be like over 100 degrees outside here. So I really like to get a good night's sleep, and I like to sleep cool. I can't sleep when I'm hot, makes me wake up in the middle of the night in a sweat. So having a cool blanket over me and like also a sheet is really helpful. So you should also establish like automations in your business too, like maybe do like batching, like send out batch emails or do batch email automations. You can duplicate automations, and you can go and edit individual automations. Like what I'll do is I'll do lots of product follow-up sequences. When someone purchases a product, I'll have a product email sequence go out, and that will sell more of my products. And what I do is I just copy and duplicate all those automation sequences, and then I'll go back and fill in different products and different words, but it's basically kind of the same flow. There's I get like a sequence, 3 to 5 days worth of emails that are selling products, and I'll do that. That really helps me sell more products than I normally would, because they buy one product and then they're introduced to all these other products that are kind of like the product they bought, but also helps them with different aspects of what they're looking for. Helps them solve the same problem in different ways. Like maybe they also want to get like SEO if they bought a Pinterest course, so they buy the Pinterest course, and they also get my SEO sales page, and they also get my SEO course sales page and other products that I'm selling to help get traffic, because Pinterest is traffic, so you might want to show other products that kind of help with the same thing that you may have, that way they can see other products that you have in your business, so you're not just selling one and done. There's actually more stuff they can actually purchase. So you got to also do a daily routine and have some habits that support your mental health, because it can be bad for your mental health to just overwhelmed and stressed like all the time. You really need to take time out. Just like a mom will tell a child they need to take a time out if they're getting too cranky, and if they're getting too cranky or having a tantrum, it's always good to just take time out of your busy day and just relax. And just to stop just working nonstop and hustling, because there's like this hustle culture, and I can't really believe in that. I like to work in pockets of time, and do things that I like to. Like I actually have hobbies. Like I go to like a women's chorus. Like I'm a singer. Like I'll sing you one of the songs we've been working on. I come home in the morning light. My mother says, when you gonna live your life right? Oh, mother dear, we are the fortunate ones, and girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. So that's one of the songs we're doing, because we're actually doing like a concert soon with Beatles music and other types of music. So that's one of the songs. And so I'm in a women's course. And also, I like to collect dolls, so I like to have hobbies to like de-stress myself because I don't want to I don't want to work like 2-4-7. I actually want to have fun and do other things, besides working. So that really helps me avoid burnout is do these other hobbies. And I've been collecting dolls for a really long time. Like when I was little, my mother actually threw my dolls out. Like I had like at 12 years old, she said I was too old to play with dolls. So I got home from school, all of my dolls were thrown out. So these days I like to collect dolls, just because it comforts me to see my dolls that I have, and I miss the dolls I used to have. Some of the dolls I have bought. I bought the ones that I had when I was little. Like for instance, when I was little, my favorite doll was Totally Hair Barbie. And I got that Totally Hair Barbie a couple years ago, and it was really expensive. I wanted it in box because the ones that were out of box were really messed up. It looked like a child had been playing with them because they are play line dolls. So I got a Totally Hair Barbie in a box, and I just keep it in box. I can just look at it when I need to, and I just really enjoy collecting dolls. It's just something I do, and I also enjoy singing in my women's chorus. And also I'll get together with friends outside the work. Like on Monday, I have like a lunch planned with on Monday, I have a dinner planned with one of my friends, and yeah, so I just do different things and have a good time outside of working. Because if you just work and that's all you do, then it leads to burnout and stress. Like when I was doing my full-time job and start my business on the side, like I did work a lot more than what I do now. Nowadays, I set boundaries. Like I don't work on the weekends because that could, because working on the weekends too could lead to lots of burnout and stress. So I tend to not work like much on the weekends at all. Like usually I will send an email in the morning, but that's about the only work I'll do. And if I'm like getting away and going to like a business retreat or business conference, a lot of times I'll schedule emails before I leave, so that way I don't have to worry about any emails when I'm there. And I could just look at my phone and see if any customers have emailed me about anything important that I can take care of. But for the most part, I tend to just like be unplugged and just spend my time focused on the activity at hand and not worry about my business way too much. So it's always important to set boundaries for yourself, and also set boundaries like I won't work until like 8 a.m. in the morning, and I'll stop working at 4 p.m. when I go and pick up my child from school. Because if you just work well into the night, like you're taking your focus away from your family. Like say you have a child and he wants to spend time with you. Like if you're working and looking at your phone or working on your computer, like that could really upset your child, and you're not giving him your 100% focus. And also, if you're married, like I'm married to a man named Marcus, and I like to spend time with him in the evenings. Like right now, we're playing this game called V Rising. It recently got an update. Like the update came out yesterday, so we played V Rising for a couple hours after Brian went to bed. We got to have some quality time. And while I was playing, I didn't look at my phone or look at my business or anything like that, because it's also fun to play video games. I do that as a hobby as well. Like I'm a big gamer. Actually, my husband and I got engaged over World of Warcraft. It's this online game, like a MMO, a massive multiplayer online game. I think that's what it stands for. And we got engaged over that. But we actually met at church. We both played that game. And like I used to just play that game like all the time. I was really addicted. But nowadays, I don't really play that game anymore. Like because you just can't stop it. When you're a parent of a child, like you do have to pause the game, but that's an online game. You can't pause it. So we don't play that game anymore. Like we tend to play games that you could pause and leave if you need to. Like you're not just constantly there, because if you're playing with other people online, you can't pause it. Like you could leave the game, but if you're in the middle of like a fight or something or a dungeon, you can't just leave. It looks bad, because other people are playing with you, so we don't even deal with that. So we enjoy gaming together too, and that really relieves stress. Like my husband works a really stressful job, and he likes to come home and play games, like video games. And then we also do board gaming. Like one of our favorite games to play as a family is called Quarriors. It's a dice building game. It's kind of like Dominion, if you ever played that, because Dominion is more of a deck building game, but Quarriors is all about dice building, and it's a lot of fun. You have little dice in your bags, and you collect the dice. And you battle with your dice, and they're like monsters. Like the dice represent monsters. Like it's really fun. So that's another way to de-stress, is to get involved in gaming, like either video games or board gaming. Like that's what I do. It just helps me maintain a work-life balance when I run my digital product business. Because you actually want to have a life. Like you don't want your life to be your work. That's why they call it work-life balance. Like work and life are different. Like you can't just like blend your work with your life. You gotta separate the two so you have a balance. And I invite you to share your stories or strategies for dealing with burnout. Just email me at becky@coachbeckybeach.com. If you have any burnout tips yourself, and we'll share them later in an episode or in a future email if I send an email out about it. And also, I'm willing to answer any questions you have about specific challenges you face with burnout. So make sure to email me. And I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please go to the show notes at beckybeachshow.com. And also check out my membership, businessbeachclub.com. And businessbeachclub.com, you get access to over 20 of my digital product courses on creating and selling digital products and scaling your business and marketing and sales. I got all kinds of courses on all those topics, like email marketing, affiliate marketing, making a Facebook group, even making your own podcast. All those courses exist in my membership. And actually, each month you actually get a digital product bundle that you can actually sell in its commercial use. So make sure you join the businessbeachclub.com. There's even more goodies. We're having a members only $7 sale coming up in August. And only members can be in this sale. It's like a big shopping mall on a sales page, and everybody has individual $7 products. We've done this many times before. And members get to keep all the money that they make from the sale, and it really introduces them to new audiences, because I promote it to my email lists, and everybody in the sale promotes it to their email list too, and on their social media as well. And it's just a great way to get new eyeballs on your products through this membership-only bundle. And I do a Facebook Live every month in the private Facebook group. It's just a great place to meet other people, other business owners. And if you join the Pro, you get access to unlimited Voxer coaching and email coaching and additional courses too. So please check out the Pro too. When we have group calls every week. You get 4 calls a month in the Pro call, in the Pro membership. So again, that's businessbeachclub.com if you're interested in checking it out. And again, make sure to check out our show notes at beckybeachshow.com. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great day. Goodbye. Thanks so much for listening to The Becky Beach Show. Please check out the show notes at beckybeachshow.com and my membership, businessbeachclub.com, to start and scale your own digital product business. Have a great day. See you next time on The Becky Beach Show.